بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد، إخوة الإسلام عباد الله, as it relates to the scholars of the Sunnah in Al-Islam, then their virtues and their status amongst the people is well known. But with understanding that particular point, we want to also understand that the scholars of Al-Islam are still descendants of Adam. They're still descendants of Adam, yani they're human beings. And so it is possible for a scholar to be deceived or to be tricked by a person that he may trust, and as a result of accepting the statement of someone he trusts, he may make a mistake in a ruling to a particular matter or issue. The mere stating of something of this nature, if we were talking about a specific scholar, the acknowledgement of this would not be considered to be defamation of that scholar. It would not be considered to be defamation of that scholar. Unless, of course, a person is upon the way of the Sufi, those that go beyond bounds as it relates to their scholars, and thus forth and so on. Now, when looking at this particular point and or issue, then I want to take a look at it from the perspective of a principle in order to clarify some things connected to this issue that I'm talking about. The principle is al-hukm ala shay far'un an tasawwurihi, and the best way for me to translate that would be the ruling upon a thing. It extends from how that thing is perceived. It extends from how that thing is perceived. I like to read the statements of Sheikh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymin or rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh as it pertains to this particular principle in his explanation or his clarification of what is intended by it. So he states, وَمِنَ الْقَوَاعِدَ الْمَعْرُوفَةِ الْمُقَرَّرَةِ عن أهل العلم الحكم على الشيء فرع عن تصوره. He states, from the principles, the well-known principles from amongst the people of knowledge, is that a ruling upon a thing or the ruling upon a thing extends from how that thing is perceived. فلا يحكم على شيء إلا بعد أن تتصوره تصورا تاما حتى يكون الحكم مطابقا للواقع. And so he states, thus the person who makes a ruling, he does not pass a ruling on a particular thing except after fully perceiving that thing with a complete and correct perception. حتى يكون الحكم مطابقا للواقع, so that his ruling is in accordance with reality. So that his ruling is in accordance with reality. He perceives the matter that is being brought to him from A to Z. He understands it upon its correct reality, its correct circumstances, correct state, and then he makes a judgment in accordance with that thing and its state and its condition and thus forth and so on. And if not, the Shaykh, he continues, وَإِلَّا حَصَلَ خَلَلْ كَثِيرٌ جِدًّا. And if this is not the case, then there will be an abundance of harm that occurs. Meaning, if the ruling is not in accordance with that which is taking place, with that which is occurring, is not in accordance with reality, is not based off a complete perception of that thing, then as a result, an abundance of harm can be produced by such rulings. Now, this particular point that Sheikh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymin rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi is making, no doubt that if a scholar makes a judgment in a particular matter and that judgment is based off a perception that is not correct, then no one doubts that the ruling pertaining to that matter is also incorrect. There's no doubt in that regard for the person that has intelligence. But how is it that a scholar can perceive a matter in an inappropriate manner? Well, if someone is bringing him an issue or a matter, it's possible for him to, the scholar, to have an incorrect perception from one of two ways. One, and this is something that Sheikh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymin points out, one of the ways is that the person who brings the matter to the scholar is not proficient in articulating the matter to the scholar in its complete aspect. All aspects, the matter is not clarified. All aspects of that matter is not clarified to that particular scholar due to the person's weakness in articulation. That's one way. Another way, a person can present a matter to a scholar upon other than its true reality. And that could be based off that individual's desire. He doesn't want the scholar to make a ruling that goes against his desires. Or the person may not have a full understanding of the matter himself. And there are different circumstances in that regard that could lead to somebody not presenting the issue upon its true reality, and Allah knows best. The point is, these things happen. And we have an illustration of this found in the authentic collections of both Al-Imam al-Bukhari and Imam Muslim. And it is upon the authority of Salama, where the Prophet ﷺ stated, إِنَّمَا أَنَا بَشَرٌ وَإِنَّهُ يَأْتِينِي الْخَصْمُ. That he stated, I am only a human. I am only a human being. And indeed, a person of argumentation, may come to me. فَلَعَلَّ بَعْضَكُمْ أَنْ يَكُونَ أَبْلَغَ مِنْ بَعْضٍ. And then perhaps there is some amongst you all that is more eloquent in speech than others from amongst you. فَأَحْسِبُهُ صَدَقًا. So I assume that he is speaking truthfully. فَأَقْضِي لَهُ بِذَلِكَ. And I make a ruling for him on account of that. On account of his assumption that this person is telling the truth. On account of his assumption that the person is telling the truth. فَمَنْ أَقْضِي لَهُ بِحَقِّ مُسْلِمٍ فَإِنَّمَا هِيَ قِطْعَةٌ مِنَ النَّارِ فَلْيَأْخُذْهَا أَوْ فَلْيَتْرُكْهَا. And then the Prophet ﷺ stated, if I make a judgment for an individual that is really the right of another Muslim, then it is only a portion of the fire, So he either takes it or abandons it. He takes that portion of the fire or he abandons it. Al-Imam al-Nawawi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, when looking at this particular narration, he states, إِنَّمَا أَنَا بَشَرٌ مَعَنَاهُ التَّنْبِيحُ عَلَى حَالَةِ الْبَشَرِيَّةِ. He states that this is a tanbih, giving some alert to the meaning of this hadith or the statement is bringing attention to the condition of human beings. The condition of human beings. وأن البشر لا يعلمون من الغيب وبواطن الأمور شيئا. And indeed, the human being does not know anything from amongst that which is unseen to him, or from the hidden matters, And then until he gets to the point where he states, فيحكم بالبينة وباليمين ونحو ذلك من أحكام الظاهر مع إمكان كونه في الباطن خلاف ذلك. The human, the scholar who is a human, a judge or whoever else, he passes a ruling based off evidence and based off an oath that an individual gives and whatever is similar to that. From amongst the rulings that are clear and apparent and manifest, even though there's a possibility of that issue varying or being different from that which is concealed to that particular judge. There's a possibility that the affair varies or differs from what is being presented to that judge or that scholar. There's a difference of it from that which is hidden from him. To the point of this particular matter or this particular narration is that the judge or the scholar or the person who is put in this sort of position, he only gives a fatwa or gives a ruling based off what is made manifest to him of an affair or a matter. And if someone withholds vital information that can cause that particular ruling to be other than what that scholar or that judge says, then and as a result the scholar or the judge or whoever gives a ruling in favor of someone, but it's really the right of a Muslim, then this is nothing more than a portion of the fire for that person. In reality. So, how does this take place? An abundance from one of the main causes of misinformation reaching a scholar is what we call bitana to su', an evil comrade, or evil companion, an evil inner circle, and thus forth and so on. And for people who are in positions of this nature, the scholars, and other than that, then unfortunately you find people of this nature specifically targeting them. We have an authentic narration upon the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, which is collected by Imam al-Bukhari in his Sahih, where the Prophet ﷺ stated, مَا بَعَثَ اللَّهُ مِن نَبِيٍّ وَلَا اسْتَخْلَفَ مِنْ خَلِيفَةٍ إِلَّا كَانَتْ لَهُ بِطَانَتَانِ. That Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He did not send a prophet, nor did He appoint as a successor, nor was a successor to a prophet appointed, except that there was for him two types of comrades. بِطَانَةٌ تَأْمُرُهُ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَحُضُّهُ عَلَيْهِ. A comrade or inner circle that ordered him, commanded him with that which was good, and encouraged him with that. وبطانة تأمره بالشر وتحضه عليه. And a bitana, a comrade or an inner circle that commanded him with evil and encouraged him with that. فَالْمَعْصُومُ مَنْ عَصَمَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى. And the one that is immune from this, is he whom Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has preserved or safeguarded or protected from this. The one whom Allah has safeguarded and or protected from this. Now, the statement of the Prophet ﷺ is clear. The Prophet ﷺ, even during his lifetime, he had munafiqun around him. People that outwardly displayed Islam, but inwardly had within them kufr. So it's not far-fetched for anyone to understand that it's very possible that the scholars may have people of ill intentions around them. In fact, as Shaykh Rabi ibn Hadi al-Madkhali, he stated in his advice to the people of Yemen, إن أهل الفتن يجعلون بطانة لكل شخصية مهمة. He stated that indeed the people of trials and tribulations, they place a comrade for every person, every important personality. They make sure that there is a person up close on every person of status, every person of influence, and thus forth and so on. فجعلوا للشيخ الألباني بطانة وللشيخ ابن باز بطانة والرجال الأمراء بطانة وكل عالم جعلوا له بطانة. So he states, so they made for Sheikh Al-Albani these types of comrades, a bitana. For Sheikh bin Baz, they made a bitana. For men of authority, yani governmental authority, there was a bitana. For every scholar, they have made for him a bitana. And then he continues, for the purpose of being able to reach their goals. For the purpose of being able to reach their goals. This is the reason why they try to plant these types of companions around the people of influence, around the people of nobility within the Islamic society, in order for them to reach their goals. In order for them to reach their goals. So they are they'll be ensure that they are up close on a scholar who has influence over a multitude of people, because they have an agenda. They have a secret motive or a hidden agenda that they'd like to see come to fruition. And so they come in under the disguise of people that are sincere and people that want to learn and people who are trying to protect the sunnah and thus forth and so on. And they are really devils causing confusion and causing disruption. And so as a result, this is one of the ways that a scholar perceives a situation in an improper manner. The point is, when this occurs, it is not from the sunnah to now say, oh, so-and-so says that Sheikh so-and-so has around him evil comrades. His defamation of the comrades or the inner circle of the scholar is really defamation of that scholar. This is not from the way of the Salaf. It actually contradicts this hadith. The hadith of Abu Sa'id. The Prophet ﷺ was telling us that this would happen. But this is in no way a defamation of that scholar. If that were the case, then it would be correct to say that Shaykh Rabi has made defamation of some well-known scholars. And of course, I emphasize that this statement is incorrect and is foreign to the methodology of the Salaf. When it came to the issue of Abu Hassan al-Ma'arabi, Sheikh Rabi stated about Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad that the positions that he held as related to Ma'arabi was as a result of evil people that were around Sheikh Abdul Muhsin, whispering to him or affecting his judgment in that regard. So now is that Sheikh Rabi making defamation of Sheikh Abdul Muhsin? For him to state what was apparent to him, was that him inadvertently making defamation of Sheikh Abdul Muhsin? La, it was not. It was not, and it has never been considered to be the case. We know that Sheikh Rabi has a high love and high respect for Sheikh Abdul Muhsin. He was not making defamation of Abdul Muhsin. He was simply stating how his understanding of this affair has come to be, based off people that are whispering things that are incorrect to the Sheikh. Likewise, Sheikh Rabi had some disagreements with Sheikh Bakr Abu Zayd about certain personalities, and he mentioned the same thing, that Bakr Abu Zayd has some people around him that are clouding the issue. They're not being truthful and making the issue clear to the Sheikh. And no one from amongst the students of knowledge at that time when Sheikh Rabi made that statement stated, look, Sheikh Rabi is making thought of Sheikh Bakr Abu Zayd. No one understood it like that. No one understands that Sheikh Rabi was making thought of Sheikh Al-Albani when he stated that the people of Fitan place people around Sheikh Al-Albani, and they place people around Sheikh bin Baz. No one understood that this was Sheikh Rabi's defamation of these scholars. So now for a group of people to come today and now and claim and feign the Sunnah and feign Salafiyya, to now say that if the defamation of the inner circle or the comrades of a scholar is defamation of that scholar, then we say to them, to these types of people, where is your Salaf for that statement? Where is your Salaf for that statement? What scholars do you have with you that have made that statement prior to you? And I guarantee you, all you hear in response is silence. It's silence, because that type of statement is incorrect. The statement that a scholar has, some evil people around him, does not now mean that you really want to silence the Sheikh, you really want to bring down the Sheikh, you really want to dismiss the Sheikh and lower the Sheikh's status in front of the people, and thus forth and so on. That is idiotic, to say the least. That is idiotic, to say the least. And such statements by those who would make those statements should be ignored. And what is feared for these types of people is, one, the obliging others with blind following, and two, falling into that which the extreme Sufis fell into as it relates to their Mashaykh, because this clearly seems to be the seeds for that extremism that they fell into, and Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala knows best. Naam.